In other words, do not focus too much on just how much scholarship a school is giving you. Rather, your focus should be the scholarship amount in relation to your cost of attendance. If a school is giving you a scholarship of $40,000, but your cost of attendance is $80,000, you have to ask yourself if you can fund your studies. A $40,000 scholarship may appear as huge if taken out of context. The deficit of $40,000 is still huge and can make it very difficult for your visa to be approved. So 50% in this context is still not enough. So always, before you are deceived by a huge scholarship, compare that scholarship with your cost of attendance if you decide to attend that school. It is sad, but many study abroad videos are just misleading. They don't give you the full picture. My point is that most of the time, getting a scholarship that is at least 50% of your cost of attendance will not only get your visa approved, but will also save you from the financial challenges that many international students go through but cannot talk about. If the 50% scholarship leaves you with a deficit of over $40,000, then you still have a lot of work to prove to the visa officer that you can fund your studies in the US, and that is not always easy. Going for a loan is a trap that you will never understand until you have arrived in the US. I will never tell any student to go for a loan to fund their studies in the US. So please stay away from it and do what it takes to get a good scholarship, or just don't come. I am not a hater, and I really
Hi guys, welcome to another live session. I'm glad that you're here. So I am supposed to interview somebody, but the person is nowhere to be found, and so I have decided to do something else. And in this live session, I want us to look at the new visa appointments portal, and also, I want to answer your questions. I know most of you have a lot of questions about the visa interview and all of that, so I want to use the opportunity to answer your questions. And just to be clear, the new visa appointments portal, I haven't checked it out yet. I don't know anything about it, but just because a lot of students ask me questions about it, I've decided to explore it and see what I can find, and possibly be able to answer some questions. The thing is that if I were applying for the visa, then I will have my MRV, and then with my MRV I can book an actual appointment, and then I can explore a lot more. But I don't have that, so I don't know how this is going to go. And like I said, I haven't done this before, so we can do it together and try to figure out things along the way. If you just joined, let me know where you are watching this from. I mean the country that you are watching this from, if possible the city as well. And also let me know if you are trying to study abroad, and if you have any question, like anything that is bothering your mind, you can ask me and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, hi Karen, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Afrifa, nice to see you. If in case you are wondering, I'm streaming on TikTok and YouTube today. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Junior is watching from Kentucky, USA. That's good. That's Shemitang is watching from Cameroon, and Shemitang is talking about the SAT score test. So Shemitang, I don't really know a lot about the SAT. The only thing I know is that in terms of getting a good scholarship to do your bachelor's degree in the US, a good SAT score makes a huge difference. I have coached a lot of students, and if I can remember, every student that I coached this summer who had the SAT was actually approved. There was one who didn't even have a scholarship at all, but not that the SAT helped the person, but basically the people who really want to study in the US, who want to do their bachelor's degree, tend to have the SAT. Those who don't have the SAT have a high denial rate, because most of the time other things are not right for these people. Like the conditions are not right for these people. Like somebody will get a scholarship of 15,000 or 20,000 out of 50,000. Then the person has a deficit of 30,000, like in the case of the second, one. So if you have a deficit of 30,000, then the next question is, who is sponsoring your studies, right? So if you are not able to show that the person sponsoring your studies is a credible sponsor based on the person's income and the job and all of that, then your visa will be denied. So that's the thing. If you want a good scholarship where you don't have to worry about who is sponsoring and all of that, then you have to take the SAT. That's just how it is. It's just an exam to test, I think, English and math. I think that's what it's about. So because I have taken the GRE before, and I know the GRE is about English and math. So I think the SAT is also the same thing, like English and math. And I think it's a bit expensive to register and all of that. But if you have it, then it helps you. It helps a lot. And the fact is that the study abroad process is very expensive. Somebody will use a fake result and try to get a visa and all of that. For those people, I don't envy them, because when they come, they are going to struggle academically, and also with such a terrible result, you are not going to get a good scholarship. And so if your family is not well to do, then when you come, financially, you are going to struggle as well. And I come across a lot of students and all of that with all kinds of concerns and all of that, and people don't like the truth, but I will rather tell you what I would do if I were you than to tell you what you want to hear. I don't tell people what they want to hear, because that's not me. I have never been like that. So when you come to me, I always want to tell you the brutal truth for you to, if you take my advice, then it will help you a lot. If you don't take my advice, in the long run, you're going to realize that what I said was the truth. And I don't want to go into people's private issues, but those who have just arrived, a lot of them have reached out to me and they are struggling. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. Those who came without a good scholarship, they are struggling already. Struggling at the beginning of your studies is normal, but these people are struggling financially, like you have no idea. So I don't want to go into that. So the whole thing is, you have to prepare yourself very well before you come, okay? And Shady is watching from Liberia. That's good to know that somebody from Liberia is watching. Nuruddin says, how do I get in touch? To get in touch, you just have to send an email. You just have to join the WhatsApp group. The link is on the YouTube channel, and when you join the WhatsApp group, you can send a private message. The issue with the private message is that these days it's very difficult to respond to a lot of messages. We get a lot of these messages, and it's very easy to respond to them. So yeah, but if you book a one-to-one consultation, which is $30 or something, then that one, you can get all the information, all the questions that you have will be answered and all of that. That's an option, but you might not be able to afford that. So that's why this live session is every week. We do live sessions on Saturdays and Sundays, which means that whatever question you have, you are likely to get it answered. So yeah, that's one option for you. And then Ad says, do you advise someone to apply to a school with 3.0 requirements, but they have 2.98? Now, US schools are very strict when it comes to these things. If the GPA they require is 3.0 and your GPA is 2.98, you are not likely to be considered. They will just put it somewhere, because there are so many students who are applying to such programs. So in your case, I can give you a few suggestions. You can take the GRE, or you can also do if you take the GRE, then they can pay more attention to the GRE than the fact that your GPA is low. The GRE is more objective, so that's one thing. Or you can also do an evaluation. When you evaluate your transcript and then it's rises to maybe 3.3 or something, then that can help you use that to apply. Okay. Shami Tang said, I don't have any idea on how to start on the SAT. I really need help. So I am not an expert, like I said, but when you go online and you check, when you check YouTube for SAT and all of that, I think there will be a lot of resources. Recently, I shared a link to GRE resources that I got online. So just for those, because a lot of people were asking me about GRE resources. I think I would have to look into the SAT and see what I can find for you. Then I'll leave the link on YouTube for you to download it. Please, at least how much should proof of funds be? Updates. Proof of funds, it depends on your cost of attendance, right? And the goal is always to have more than your cost of attendance. But also, what is even more important is who is actually sponsoring you. Okay, who is sponsoring you makes all the difference. If it's your parents, then you're more likely to be approved. If it's uncle, then you need a good scholarship to complement that. If you don't have a good scholarship, then an uncle is not a good idea. So that's what I can say. It doesn't mean you will not be approved at all. Sometimes you can present an uncle, but depending on the country, depending on your job and all of that, you can be approved. People look at somebody's transcript and then they are like, oh, okay, then I can be approved. But sometimes you have to look into the person's background and all of that. A lot of things go into these things, so don't just look at some certain things on just on the surface. It doesn't work like that. Naboy says, I completed my first degree in 2013. Do you think I can ace a good scholarship with such a gap? With the visa officers, even if you have a long gap, what helps is the fact that you are working before the interview and also you have a good scholarship. So in your case, these two things will make it easy for you to be approved. Okay, a good scholarship and then the fact that you are working before the interview, and ideally the work should relate to the program that you want to pursue. Okay. Barbara is from Uganda. Hi, Barbara. What's the difference between CGPA and GPA? If I have 4.07 CGPA, what's my GPA? So GPA is what you get every semester. So every semester, the grade point average or the GPA you get every semester is the general GPA. But then in the US, in the context of US, when they say GPA, they actually mean everything that you have had. So in the US, your GPA is the same as your CGPA, but they are just about the same. CGPA means cumulative GPA, so it's like all the GPAs for every semester put together, the average of that. Yeah, so that's just how it is. Draper says how to evaluate transcript. If you want to evaluate your transcripts, there are several websites that you can use. There is WUS, there is there are several of them. WS is the most common one, and it's actually a bit expensive, about $230. Now, what you can do is to use the free tool to evaluate your transcript for free and then see your results. After you see your results, if the results make sense to you, then you can go ahead and then pay money for the official transcript evaluation. Okay. Mohammed says, I got a scholarship of 20k and my deficit is 20k for my bachelor's degree. What do you have to say? I think it's good depending on who is sponsoring your studies. Okay, the sponsor makes a big difference here. Junior says, you said something about using a loan for studies is a bad idea in one of your videos. Please explain. So Junior, I actually know somebody who has a loan right now and he wants to do PhD, but he cannot do PhD because you have gone into an agreement with a loan company that at the end of your program you are going to repay your loan. So which means that at the end of the person's program, the person has to work and try to repay the loan before the person can start a PhD. And getting a job in the US as an F1 student is not easy like that. So there is no guarantee, like that's the thing. But you, Junior, if I ask you right now that if I don't know if you have a loan, if you use a loan or not, but if I ask you right now whether you think you could have gotten a full scholarship before you came, given all you know right now, I'm sure you will say yes. So the point is that if you take your time and then do all the right things, right, if you do all the things you are supposed to do, you are going to get a good scholarship to come, so that you don't have to worry yourself about the loan and all of that. Some of us, we've always been funded by the school. The school has always funded us, yet it's not easy. It's not easy to survive. Like, people think the fact that the school is funding you means it's easy to meet all your needs, but it's still not easy. So that's why when I see people without a good scholarship, I don't know, I feel sad for them because they don't know what they are venturing into. You get a visa approved and you are so happy, but as soon as you get to the US, then reality will dawn on you and then you realize that, man, what's a mistake. I'm telling you,
There are people who have arrived and they wish they can go back home and do everything right and come back. Because see, everybody wants everything done quickly, but the reality is that you having an interest or a desire to come to the US means that you will eventually come. I believe that anyone who puts his mind to something will be able to achieve it. So having the desire that you want to come to the US, I believe you will come. Sometimes it might delay a little bit, but delay doesn't mean it doesn't mean denial. So I will rather encourage you to focus on what you can do to, if your results are not good, what you can do to help out and help you get a good scholarship to come by that, because I believe that everybody has the potential to get a good scholarship. Okay, there are various options. Sometimes if you do a bit of research and then you apply to a school that many international students don't apply to, then there is a good chance that if you apply from your country, you can get a good scholarship. So all these things, they come to play. And the thing about a loan also is that the interest is a lot. You are going to pay so much interest, and even the principal alone, somebody is owing like $100,000. Oh boy. $100,000. It's not small money. Even if you finish your program and you have a good job, your good job will pay you well, but at the same time, you are going to spend a lot of money in terms of your accommodation and all of that, car insurance. It's not easy. That's why I would never tell anybody to go for a loan, just because I will never go for a loan. I will give you what I'll tell you what I would do if I were you. So that's just basically how it works for me. So Dripper says, what is the free tools to evaluate your transcript? So I posted a short video recently on TikTok where all you have to do is go into Google. I don't know if I think you can see my screen, so you can just do where's free evaluation, and then once you do that, then you can come here, and then you can do this try free. Okay, I think they will want you to, so you can go to start now. They want you to sign in, and so once you sign in and all of that, you will enter your results. And because of the way it works, they use A, B, C, D and all that. And the other option is to enter the number, so you can check the way your school assigns A plus, A minus and all of that. You look at the score range and then you enter the exact score, then that can give you a fair idea of what your evaluated transcript is going to be. Okay, Mohammed says it's good. Why you can be approved. You can be approved also. So Mohammed is okay. Z is replying to Mohammed. Yeah, I mean, so it's not straightforward like that. There are people with full scholarships who have been denied. So even having a full scholarship can be denied. Like, I am going to post a video next week, of somebody that I coached. She had a full scholarship to do tourism, right? A full scholarship, not like a full tuition scholarship, let me put it that way, because when I say full scholarship, I mean with your living expenses covered and all. But she had a full tuition scholarship to do tourism, okay, and she went and she was approved. She was denied, and so she reached out for coaching, and then we had to, because there was a problem with her story, so we had to get a better story for her. So it's not automatic. You can be approved, yes, but you have to look at why you were denied and try to work on certain things. Okay, so MFI is from Ghana. Karen is from Nigeria, Abuja. I need to visit Abuja. Bolaji says Bolaji is watching from Lagos, Nigeria. That's nice. Jerome says, can we put online courses such as Coursera on our resume? Yeah, of course you can put that. Okay. Amol says unable to join. Amol, you I don't want to talk about you. You were supposed to join, you didn't join, and right now I've started a live and you are trying to join. That's not how it works. Okay, if I tell you to join and then for some reasons you are not able to join on time, or maybe something is delaying you, all you have to do is send a message to me that you'll be a bit late or something. Then I know what to do. But you don't wait for me to start and then you're not reaching out. That no, it doesn't work like that. But I wish you the best. MFS says, if your GPA is below 3.0 and you have a lot of work experience, can you be considered? So the GPA is more like a minimum threshold for you to for your application to be considered. So normally you have to meet the minimum threshold, and work experience I don't think will substitute that. Every school is different. Sometimes this is where you can send an email to the school to find out more, okay, in situations like this. But I'm not too sure about that, okay. But the best option is if you take the GRE, or if you evaluate your transcripts such that the transcript evaluation takes your GPA above 3.0, okay, then that can help. Ayola says, okay, Ayola is watching from Nigeria. Yeah, the Nigerian names, when I see them, I know this is a Nigerian name, like the surname, like Fato Milola, So yeah, I know. And then Frederick also. Frederick has not. Okay, Frederick is watching from Nigeria, but I was going to say Frederick is from Nigeria. Raymond, thank you. Okay, all right. So now let's check the appointment portal. I don't really know what it's about, so let me just use Ghana Embassy. So let's say Ghana Embassy, visa appointment portal. This is just what we are how we do it. Appointment portal. So this is Ghana Embassy. Okay, this is the one we are looking for. This is Ghana's embassy in the US. Okay, this is US embassy in Ghana. I think what I put there is not correct. So this is actually what I meant, the second one. Okay, right. So when we click on it, and then we are trying to look for the new appointment portal. I don't see it. Probably we have to go to non-immigrant visas, and then, but let's see if there is So there are some information here. I think that can be. This one is telling us, the fact that they migrated on the new service provider started operations on August 26, and then using the old service provider, like the contract ended on August 16. Okay, and then they are saying that you can use this link to the new service provider. So if you want to schedule an appointment, we are going to use the new link here, and then we have to create an account and all of that. All applicants will need to create an account to update their DHL delivery preferences. So it means that whether you have an account already or not, you have to create an account. So that's why they said all applicants. So I think this is very important. You will also need to create a new account to review your account information, make changes, submit requests, and to contact customer service. So our applicant must resubmit requests for expedited appointments if they did not receive a response by August 16, which means that those who already had accounts with the old portal, they were probably sent an email about certain things and all of that. So if you had it, then all the instructions were sent to you. Sometimes if you don't receive an email, it means you have to check your trash, and then your spam folders and all of that, because sometimes some of these things will be put there, so you have to check all those folders. And they are also saying that if you pay the visa application fee but have not scheduled an interview, you will be able to schedule your appointment using the new service provider's website pending availability. So which means we can still, if you pay the MRV but you couldn't schedule an appointment, then the MRV is still valid. And this information means that if for some reasons you are not able to schedule an appointment with your old MRV, you have to send an email to the embassy and they will respond to you. Like, they are really good with responding to messages, so that's something to keep in mind. And they are saying that we are aware that applicants are running into a few issues on the new visa application site. Our team is continuing to transition into the new system. So yeah, like every system, when you move to a new, whenever there is a change to something, the beginning is not always easy. So yeah, issues are normal, but whenever you run into an issue, just send an email to them and they are going to help you out, with what to do. So yeah, this is the new the portal that they have, and now what we have to do is to we can try to log in and then create an account. So because we don't have an account yet, we have to create an account. Then let's see how this goes. I'm not too sure what to expect from this, but okay, let me just say okay, and then phone number. They require my phone number. Let me put the. I don't know if it's. It should be 10, right? Ghana. I don't know. Let's continue and see. Okay, so I'm supposed to put a password. Do you want to know my password? What did I even put there? This password, I never use it anywhere, just in case. I want you to. Let me see what I put there. I don't think they will even allow me to put the name there, because normally you have to put something else. What is today's date? September. Okay. September 15. Let's September 15 at YouTube. So at YT. Let's try this and see. If I forget, I'll come to you guys to tell me what my password is. Okay. So let's create an account, and then okay, I can just save it so that I can always get it. Now I have the so I'm not a robot. Let's sign in. Okay, so I think I need to confirm. I don't know. Hold on, guys. Okay. I don't know what is going on with this thing. Why haven't they sent me? Huh? Why am I not able to sign in? The user is inactive. So my guess is that they will I don't know, maybe they will have to verify my email address, which may take a bit of time. I don't know, maybe 24 hours time or something. Then they will send me a code for me to verify my email or something, because we've done everything that we are supposed to do. And yeah, like I said, when you have a new system, this is what happens. But yeah, normally, I mean, what I would do is check back again and see. So in another live session, I may just quickly give you an update on it. So maybe on Saturday I will give you an update on it. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I should have done all of this before doing this live session, so that at least I'll be familiar with what to do and all that. But it's okay. Alvin is suggesting Scholaro, okay, for Draper to use to evaluate his transcript. Okay. Mohammed says, okay, yeah. Clement says he did his West evaluation. He had a GP of 2.77 on a scale of 4, and it became 3.2. So that's the good thing about evaluating your transcript. It kind of always, most of the time, it goes up. It depends on your GPA, because when I did mine, it didn't increase anything. It was just the same thing. So it depends on the GPA and all of that. So normally, if your GPA is kind of below 3.0, it will always shoot up to above 3.0, I think. Mulanda is from Kenya. So today it looks like Africa is well represented. Yeah, because I've seen Nigeria, I've seen Ghana, I've seen Kenya, I've seen Liberia, and then I've seen who else? Let me see. I don't. Okay, Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky is. I've seen Cameroon. Yeah, Cameroon was the one I was trying to. And seriously saying, what about Southern Law University Edu as well? I don't know what you mean by it, but it's a school that I would recommend to you to check out because I know people there and all of that. So it's a good school. And Mulanda says, I would like to do MS in supply chain and management. Can I do without work experience? US schools, sometimes your work experience can play a role, but the most whenever you are checking the requirement, work experience is not part of it most of the time, unless you are coming to do a business program. I think, yeah, in your case, business is a business program, so yeah, work experience can help, but you have to meet the minimum GPA requirements. Okay, that always helps. Mutesi is from Uganda, so yeah, Africa is well represented here. Black Rose of Sharon is from Nigeria. Then Nachi, another Nigerian. So yeah, Nigerians, yeah, I think there are a lot of Nigerians here. That's good to know. So I don't know why. Okay, I think I've hold on. So I have received an email, right? Now we can check that email from the embassy, and then I think this will help us to schedule the appointment. So right now we can log in. I believe we can log in. Okay. So this is what I said. Sometimes it takes a bit of time before you receive. So now we are in the in the portal. That's good to know. Okay. Well, I was already responding to messages. Let me see what I can do. Mulanda says I have a GMAT and GPA of 3.5. I think Mulanda, you have a very good chance. Okay, you have a very good chance. You've done well by taking the GMAT. It gives you, a big advantage. And I have recommended a lot of schools for MBA. I think they were like 29 or so, but that is not all. There are other schools that I've recommended for different things, which you can also check their MBA programs, and they are likely going to give you good scholarships and all of that. So you can check those ones as well. So that's good. Let's check YouTube quickly and see what's going on YouTube. Says Eli says I have 50,000 loan approval from Empower and my cost of attendance is 36k. Yeah, I mean, you have a loan, yeah, you can go with it, but make sure. So with Empower, when you're using Empower to get approved, I think your job experience also helps a lot, like the job you are doing, because if you're already working in your country and the job is a good job, then the visa officer will believe you when you talk about your repayment plan, right? So that's something that I want you to keep in mind. Your repayment plan is tied to the current job that you're doing. So yeah, if you want to go for the loan, I would not tell you don't go, but I will not advise you to go for a loan. Like, nah, if you want to go for a loan, yeah. And in the summer, let me tell you this, in the summer there was not a single student that I coached who was using a loan, because I don't know, I just don't like people using loan. It's not easy like that. So I just don't like it. Elias says, can my visa be approved when with a loan, and how I can convince the visa officer? Yeah, so there was a time when I started this channel, I was getting a lot of requests about how to get your loan approved and all of that. So I made a video about it, just for the sake of people who want to still use a loan, because I don't want to be like I don't want to be a hindrance to you coming to the US if you think loan is the only way for you. I mean, so, but I will not encourage you to. But if you still want to, so I made that video. And then when a year ago, Modin reached out to me and he was using a loan, for his interview. I didn't do mock interview with him, but he had a lot of questions that I answered for him before he went for his interview. And I had, I had some old videos and all of that which he used and he prepared, because he came to do economics, which is what I did. So my answers were very useful to him, because in my video it was about economics. So then, so after he was approved, I also used his transcript to make a video, and then I highlighted why he was approved and the key things about his interview and all of that. So you can check those two videos out, and I'm sure those videos can help you get approved. But at the same time, it's not a good idea. I will take my time, and then if I have to wait 1 year in my home country before applying for the visa, then I will do that. Raymond says, please, is it advisable to apply to university requesting for financial backing as part of the requirements? Well, the financial backing, yeah, I think what they do, basically, they are trying to make sure you can fund your studies, even if you don't have a GA or anything, or any good scholarship from the school. So they want to make sure you have it before they even look at your application. Like, every school is different. I don't know. The schools that are recommended, I don't think any of them requires that. Normally they will ask you for financial documents after you have gotten admission, and then they've not given you like a GA, then then you can but if you have a bank statement, you can send that as well. What I want you to do is to check the school very well. If the school has clearly stated that they offer assistantships and all of that, like the particular program, because that can give you an indication whether the school will be able to fund you or not. So that's what I want you to check. And Stanley says, if you have applied only to one university and accepted, and during the interview you tell the visa officer that you have applied to 2 or 3, will the visa officer know you are lying? Well, the visa officers, they are not interested in those things. They will not know whether you apply to 3 or not. No, they will not know. But I don't know why you want to do that. You can still go with one university and then say why it's your best choice and all of that. That can also work. Obo is from Nigeria. Hi, Obo. So yeah, now let's check on the appointment portal and see what's going on with it. And so here, there's a dashboard and total support ticket. This one is more like if you send them an email or something, and then this way they will respond to you. And then this is if you schedule an appointment, then this is where it will show. And also all the appointment that you've scheduled, like in the past and current and everything, total together. Okay, so group request is, if you are going for the interview with your family, then you have to schedule a group appointment. But here is an individual request. Let's check this one, my appointment. So if you have scheduled an appointment, then the appointment will show here with all the details that you need to know. Notifications, if maybe you receive an email from the embassy, then support is if you want to reach out to the embassy, then you have to create a ticket. If you create a ticket, then you provide all the information. If there are documents you have to submit, then you can do all of that. And then here you have to, so the visa is always non-immigrant, right? If you're an F1 student, then you have to look at which of these apply to you. So you can look at if you want emergency appointment, I think you have to go with emergency assistance. Then in that case, you would have to submit documents. So here you describe all these things, and then you have to upload the document. I don't know if you can upload only one or more, but if for some reasons you need to upload several, then you can attach all of them together, combine all the PDFs, and then upload only one. But also if they will allow you to upload individual document, then you can also go ahead and then do that. Okay, they are saying that upload documents, it's plural, which means you can upload multiple documents. So yeah, that also works. But we are not trying to schedule anything. We are not creating a ticket, so we can close that. My account is more about details about you, like if you want to change your I think here you can change the country you want to have your interview. I think maybe this way you can change it. I guess I have never gone to another country to interview, so I don't know much about that aspect. But yeah, here if you want to change your password and all of that, you can do that. And if you want to receive email notifications, like all these things are things about your account. If you want to sign out, we don't want to do that. So right now we have to come back to the dashboard, and then this is where we are going to, I think, create a new user. And then here we have to choose the country that we want to so the new system has only these countries, right? The new system has only these countries. So if you want to apply to any of these, then you have to just select. So let's say we want to do Ghana, and then the embassy, US embassy, there is only Accra that you can do your interview in Ghana. So then we can proceed. Then you won't be able to change the country and state once application has started. Do you want to? So yeah, they are saying that once you choose it, that's all. So let's continue, confirm, and then how may we assist you? So appointment services. So that's what we are interested in. We want to schedule an appointment, right? And then we have to choose non-immigrant visa, and then the visa category, we are always interested in students and exchange. So F1, okay, this one. J1 visas, they are going to J1 is also students and exchange, right? Hey, I don't really remember. Okay. Well, the good thing is that there is everything is here. So yeah, the visa we know is B1, B2. The visa, the students is F and M. Okay. Exchange, I didn't see exchange here, so I don't know. Okay, yeah. So still exchange, yeah. So that got me confused. So exchange business is J1, yeah. So yeah, then we can proceed. And then from here we can choose the visa class, which is F1. And then the number of all age categories. What is this about? Adults. So how many people? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe one. I'm not too sure. So okay, it's only me, right? So let's say proceed. One adult. Then we have to enter our details and then service information, like all of these things. The DX1C confirmation number that we got, we can put it here, and then the contact details, how to contact us, and then the passport details. Once you do all of that, you proceed, and then they will allow you to choose a date. So I think this is straightforward. I don't know the issues that students are having, but based on what I am seeing here, I think it's similar to the old one. Everything is basically the same thing. I don't have an MRV, so I cannot do so much. That's the thing. I don't have an MRV. I don't know, but I can actually I'm not doing this, so I don't really, but everything is basically the same. Once you enter your passport details, then you'll be shown the appointments dates that are available. Then you choose the one that you want, you confirm it, and that's just about it. Once you confirm it and you have an appointment, you can come here and then you see your appointment here. Everything else, if you have an issue, you can go to support and then send them an email, or if you want to schedule an appointment, schedule an emergency appointment, you can do it here. So I don't really know the issues that students are having, okay, but yeah, whatever issue that you have, you can always send them an email. So here, because we just created an appointment, right, but even though we've not completed appointments, but we can cancel it, or we didn't actually finish it. If we had finished this appointment, then it will come here and then we'll see it here, but we don't see it here, so that's why it's like this. Let's click on pending appointment request and see what's going on here. Yeah, so the pending means that we are not done, right? So we can come back by clicking on that to take care of this. They are saying that once you pay the MRV, the personal information registered on this page cannot be altered. So so I think maybe the goal of this is to prevent people from selling appointment date and all of that, right? So once you pay the MRV, which will be tied to your name and all of that, then then you can go ahead. And so I think it's the same thing. I don't know the issue here, but and also they are saying that before entering the data on this page, the DX1C form must be completed and submitted online. You may access the form at the following link. So once you click on this link, you're going to see the DX1C form, and then you can create a new DX1. So if you are a new student, you want to create a DX1C form, we are interested in the non-immigrant, and then this one, DX160. And then once you do that, then you choose the location, and then you can enter all these things. So I mean, it's the same thing. Honestly, it's the same thing. Let me see what I can respond here. Mutesi says, I got a denial earlier this year in May, and I think you mean in Kenya, at the Kenyan US embassy, and reply looking for an I'm not too sure what you mean, but my best advice, I wanted to put something on YouTube. Like every day I'm trying to post a study abroad tip on my YouTube and then TikTok account. So I wanted to post that the best way to be approved after you have been denied is to know why you were denied. So if you've been denied before, you have to know why you were denied in the first place. That can help you know how to be approved. Okay. So Black Rose of Sharon says, can you talk about where's IGPA calculator for someone pursuing an undergraduate program? Yeah, I think it's the same thing. I haven't done that. I did my bachelor's degree in Ghana before I came to the US, and so I didn't go through the undergraduate process. The knowledge I have about the undergraduate process is mainly based on students that I coach and all of that, because when I coach you, I need to know a bit more about you and all of that. So that is how come. And also when I am checking on undergraduate schools, I come across a lot of these things, the requirements and the things and all of these things. But I think it's probably the same thing, because evaluation is just taking your transcripts and then converting it to the US equivalent. So I think it's the same thing. Okay. But you can use the IGPA calculator to see what your final transcript, your final evaluated transcript GPA will be. Then you can decide if it's worth doing it or not. Okay. Nachi says, which can you recommend for a PhD in biomedical sciences, TOEFL or GRE? So Nachi, depending on your country, TOEFL might not even be important. They might not even require you to have a TOEFL. but GRE always makes a huge difference. So I would tell you to take the GRE. Hi Tima, it's been a while. Nice to see you. Then Ivy says, will green card application affect my F1 approval? Will the embassy know? If you have applied for a green card, the embassy knows already. They have all that details, okay? And that shows that you have immigration intent, and so it depends on what happened and all of that. This one, yeah, you would have to have a good reason and all of that. And also in this case, your plans after your studies is very important. Like that is your ties, expressing that, yes, you made that attempt to come to the US, but if you can express why you need a degree and why you are coming back, then that can also help a lot. Okay. Ivy says, okay. Mutes says, I asked the visa officer, she said I should read through the so I guess you asked the visa officer why you were denied, and she said you should read through the pink paper. So yeah, they don't tell you why you were denied, because I think they don't even want you to know, because so that if you present the same story, they will deny you again. So that's why you have to identify why you were denied. You have to look at everything that happened, and sometimes it can start from your DX 160, right? Sometimes it can also come from the answers that you provided during the interview. All of these things together will help determine why you were denied. Okay. Hi Tima, thank you Tima, thanks for joining. It's been a while. And then BNU says, can you book an appointment in Canada on a visit visa and get approved? BNU, so if you are in the US and then you want to visit Canada, and then like your visa has expired and you want to apply for a renewal, you can do that. In the past, students used to do that. But then if you're not in the US already, let's say you just went to Canada to visit, and you wanna apply for the US visa, of course you can do that. You can do that and be approved. Okay, you can do that. So that's good to know. Nachi is from Nigeria. That's good. Nachi says GRE then. Yeah, so Nachi, the GRE is not easy, but if you put in a lot of work, you'll be fine. And also, I have put some materials on the YouTube channel, like the main page of the YouTube channel. Like there is a link there. When you click on the link, there are a few things that I got online, and also there is a Word document. I will rather tell you to pay attention to the Word document, because there are some links and all of that, and some of the links will lead you to videos that explain some of the questions and all of that. And also there are practice tests, so that after you have used the links to learn all the questions and answers, then you can practice before taking the actual GRE to know how you are going to perform on the real GRE. So you can check that out as well on YouTube. BNU says no from Ghana on a turnaround tickets. Okay, BNU is from Ghana. Okay, yeah, if you are from Ghana and then you visit Canada, you can apply. I would not do that though, if I would be honest with you. Like if I were in the US and then I want to go to Canada to renew, then that is different. And even that one, people used to do that in the past, but right now, if you are in the US already, you don't have to leave the US to renew your visa. You can actually renew your visa within the US. You can send your document to your local embassy, and then they will do it, and then send it, and then get somebody to send you your passport and all of that. So that one is not even. But if you are from Ghana, I will prefer that you do the interview in your home country. So visit Canada and then go back to your home country and then apply for the visa, because the fact that you have been to Canada helps a lot with, like, the fact that you have been to Canada and return to your home country helps with your ties, that okay, you are not desperate to leave your country and all of that. So I will prefer. But if you do it in Canada, what the visa officer might be thinking, why are you doing it in Canada? Like, it's not every visa officer will be convinced by that answer. But yeah, Nas said, I got undergrad with no scholarship. I completed school in 2019. I'm done with uni, but what response can I? I don't know what you mean now. I don't know if you went for the interview in 2019 and you were denied, and now you've done your university degree. If that is the case, yeah, I don't see the issue with this, unless maybe I don't understand you. That's okay. So I give about the time I've been home from. So if um if you've not been in school since 2019, what have you been doing? If you've been working, that helps. If I'm not too sure what you mean, because here too I'm seeing something like, okay, you completed school in 2019, so from 2019 to now, what have you been doing? If you've been working, then that helps. Okay, so yeah. Spooky says, can I inbox you to ask you something? So Spooky, when I started this channel, I used to get so many messages on TikTok. It was crazy. Like, I wake up, check TikTok, and the messages were too many. Like, it was overwhelming for me, so I couldn't. So I decided to centralize everything. So right now, I don't receive messages anywhere else except WhatsApp. And once you join the WhatsApp page, you can send me a message, and I'll take my time to respond. Sometimes it takes time because so many stuff and all of that. But the thing with WhatsApp is that it makes it easy for me or anyone else to be able to respond to your messages. It kind of makes it very easy. But if I have to respond to messages on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, like it's very difficult for me. I don't have that kind of time. So that's why you can only send a message on WhatsApp, and you can do that by joining the WhatsApp group. The link is on YouTube. Okay, so once you join the WhatsApp, there are 2 WhatsApp groups. One of them is full, so there is no guarantee that by the time you try to join, somebody has left. There is no guarantee. But the WhatsApp group 2 has a lot of space, so you can join that one. Okay, that says, I just completed NSS and I got the undergraduates for spring. I'm trying to see what response I can give. This is the thing I always try to tell students. Now you are not alone. I've seen a lot of students with this thing. Somebody is pursuing his undergraduate studies, and then in the middle of it, they want to stop and then apply to the US, apply for admission to school in the US. I will never tell anybody to do that. It's not a good thing. If you're in the middle of your undergraduate studies, finish it, because you are going to create a difficult situation. And in your case, I really don't know what to tell you, because it might take a lot of information from you for me to actually know what to tell. But it's still not easy, because when you create a situation like this, it's very difficult. Like, so it's like when let's say you are in your 3rd year, and then you tell the visa officer that you completed high school and you want to do your bachelor's degree in the US. Meanwhile, on the DX1C form, you lie that you don't have any bachelor's degree, or you've not started. Right now, you are going back, and then your undergraduate degree is showing that the time you went for the visa interview, you were actually in school. So then how do you reconcile that? So that's the challenge. But it's difficult for me to give an answer, like that, because sometimes, students will ask you a question and they expect you to have an answer, but it doesn't work like that. For you to get a good answer, the person has to know a little bit more and put everything together and all of that. So that's what I hope students will understand this thing, but it's not straightforward and simple like that. Okay. Elias says, okay. Elias says, how can I reach out to you on WhatsApp? Yeah, you can just join the WhatsApp group, any of them, and then I would recommend that you join group 2, because group 1, I don't think group 1 there are people who have tried to join and they've not been added yet. So those people will be added before you. So you want to join group 2. And you said, moreover, you want to schedule one-on-one. The link is also on YouTube. You can find the link, and then we'll take it from there. Frederick says, what do you know about Robert Morris University? I don't know anything about it. Okay, there are more than 5,000 universities and colleges. It's very difficult to know a lot of these things. So yeah, you can check it out. And so I will leave it here. I think I have answered all your questions, and I believe we have been able to go through the new appointment. I don't see anything weird or anything unusual here. So I don't know the issues that students have, but I think it's straightforward. Okay, and so yeah, thanks so much for joining, and I believe I've answered all your questions, and I think I'll see you next week. So next week Saturday we are going to continue the live sessions on Study Abroad with Full Scholarship. We are going to pick University of Cincinnati, because Karen recommended it, and so we are going to look at that. Whatever program you are studying, make sure you join the live session early, so that as soon as I start the live session, you can tell me the name of the school, or tell me the name of the program you want to pursue in the US. Then I'll pick that program and then explore, and then I'll tell you what I think in terms of the scholarship and stuff, like the requirements and all of that. Then I can tell you my opinion on it. Then the following week, then we'll keep going like that. Okay. So thanks for joining, like all of you. Like, I appreciate you a lot, taking the time, and yeah. So I'm going to see you next week Saturday at 6 p.m. Ghana time.
Hi, welcome
Bye-bye.
to my first video. My name is Shaibu. The goal of this channel is first to help students get admission and funding into schools abroad. Secondly, to help students get their visas approved. And finally, to help students navigate through life in a foreign country. If any of these interests